This video is sponsored by Nintendo.
There's just some things you never want to see in this town. Pineapple on pizza, what are you doing? Oh. What you getting? You scared me. Well, come on in. You're late, by the way. We're a little behind on the cleaning. Had my hands on this case for a while. So, you're the kid who they got on this case. What was it called again? Oh, it seems I misplaced the file. One sec. Right. Emio, the Smiling Man. Famicom Detective Club. Let me tell you, rookie, this one ain't for the faint of heart. But here's what we know about it so far.
Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club, wastes no time introducing its story. So I'll follow that example. You, the protagonist, and your boss, private investigator Shunsuke Itsuki, have been called in by the local authorities to assist with a rather peculiar murder case. In the outskirts of the city, someone has been murdered in a peculiar fashion, and covering the victim's face is one eerie-looking paper bag. A similar paper bag was connected to a series of murders that took place over 18 years ago, and given the perpetrator of those crimes was never caught, the police theorize the killer has returned. That, or a copycat, which is just as likely. But as you continue to play, even that is brought into question, as this elaborate mystery is anything but straightforward. I took playing the game very seriously and fully immersed myself with the mystery, frequently using the open notebook function to examine clues, adamant that I could solve this case before the game's curtain call. And yet somehow, even with this laser-focused approach, I'll admit I failed. I could not predict how Emio, the Smiling Man Family Detective Club, would end, and I don't think anybody can. And for this type of game, that's just about the best praise one can offer. What appears to be a simple case of a serial killer making a comeback, morphs, twists, and somehow morphs again into a web of tragedy and drama that demands to be experienced. Who is the Smiling Man? Will they kill again? Why the paper bags? And are they even real? The most compelling angle of this case is the element of the Emio urban legend. Rumor has it that the Smiling Man appears to his victims who are alone at night, donning a paper bag with a smile, and offers them a permanent smile. But if they decline, well, like any urban legend, there are different interpretations. As for the gameplay portions of Emio the Smiling Man Famicom Detective Club, believe it or not, you are doing plenty of legwork as, well, a detective. Technically a detective's assistant, but as a member of the Famicom Detective Club, the protagonist collects clues, testimony, and puts his cranium to good use to assist the police in solving this murder case. But you won't do this by yourself. The protagonist is assisted by Ayumi Tachibana, who primarily visits the victim's school, as she happens to know an old classmate who works there as a teacher, and tends to ask him for details surrounding the crime. And Ayumi's segments are kind of hilarious. I'll make this crystal clear. The hero and Ayumi are not hard-boiled detectives. They are young adults who are assistants to the hard-boiled detective. And while he's off-screen investigating who knows what, these two are placed in some humorous and sometimes incredibly relatable situations that border on being too realistically written, to the point they just become plain funny. When it's not making the hairs on your neck stand up, it's a really funny game. The marketing and box art don't really scream that to you, but I will. And I don't mean the kind of funny where wind momentarily escapes your nostrils. Just good old-fashioned knee slappers in this one. Which, hey, I get it. You gotta balance out the macabre with some levity now and then. But there is a joke, which I dare not spoil in this video, where you are just stuck at a bus stop because you didn't charge your giant circa 1980 cell phone, and you just sit there and wait for the bus to come pick you up. which in a meta way is just the most bold and daring thing you could do in an age of constant distractions and notifications. Emio, the Smiling Man Famicom Detective Club, just makes you sit at the bus stop and ruminate on the case. But also every in-game choice that has brought you to this point. And then the punchline of the century. Gosh, I wish I wrote it. Nothing in this video would be as funny as that. I mean, you basically have to get the game now. It's going to bug you forever if you don't. Who's the Smiling Man? But more importantly than that, what was the joke Johnny was talking about? Might as well kill two birds with one stone and find out, right? And just when something wacky happens and your guard is at its lowest, suddenly, without warning, you realize this relaxing moment of frivolity secretly holds the most critical plot point, and it's been staring you square in the face the entire time. The game effortlessly balances moments of intrigue, thriller elements, and the butterfly effect of tragedy in a premium package of artistic presentation. Please do yourself a favor and discover who this Smiling Man is.
And yeah, that's about the gist of it. So, gonna take the case? Great. Now hurry up and scram. Got important business to take care of. Who is the Smiling Man? Who could he be?